All right, Stephen, thanks. Just about an hour ago, law enforcement sending out another plea to Calico Rock, Arkansas residents asking for anyone with surveillance or ring cameras to comb through that footage again, looking for any signs of Grant Hardin or suspicious vehicles. We also can report tonight that Hardin is charged with second-degree escape for walking out of the North Central unit last Sunday. Even though he's been on the run for 6 days, police say they are not giving up. There have been a couple of reported sightings. Law enforcement, though, say so far there are no verified sightings. So they're working under the assumption that Hardin is still in North Central Arkansas. He escaped from that unit in Calico Rock Sunday morning. The FBI doubled the reward to $25,000, hoping it leads to the convicted killer and rapist. Multiple agencies and hundreds of officers are using everything from drones to horses to track him through rough terrain. We can tell you that, again, that reward amount has increased now to $25,000. And tonight, 5 News able to get a copy of the interrogation of Hardin after he was brought in for the murder of James Appleton in 2017. It's a murder for which Hardin pled guilty several months later and was given a 30-year prison term. Take a look at this. It is now new at 10. The interview began with the detectives asking him about his history with the Gateway Police Department and then moved quickly into the murder itself.
They snatched me up out there and nobody told me anything. I don't understand.
Okay.
Why I couldn't be told what's going on. And
Hardin kept making pleas to be let go, and that wasn't going to happen.
You realize that I'm trying to help you out here. I'm trying to get you out of here quicker. And you're just sitting here.
Well, am I free to go then?
No, you're not free to go.
Why?
Because I've got to get to the bottom of an investigation, a very serious criminal matter. Okay? And right now, you're a potential suspect in that.
It didn't take long before Hardin decided he was done talking and invoked his right to remain silent.
We can do this all night. I mean, it doesn't bother me. You're going to continue to be a suspect until I find out otherwise.
Okay. I have the right to remain silent.
That's true, you do.
I'm not saying I don't want to tell you anything or help you guys or anything. I'm just saying you told me I had the right to remain silent.
That's true, I did.
Can I get a lawyer? I don't feel like I need to.
It's up to you.
But
You can
obviously something's going on and I need one.
There is plenty more to know about Hardin, his criminal history, his ties to Northwest Arkansas, and his law enforcement breakdown are all on our website at 5newsonline.com. We are also following the new developments that came in this afternoon in the John Anthony Cole case. He is the inmate who stabbed 2 deputies in the Sebastian County Jail this month. Those deputies were hurt, one needing surgery. They are both recovering. Cole's hearing this morning ended in a 200-year prison sentence for him. Here's what happened. Now, prosecutors filed 2 attempted murder charges this morning for the stabbings. Cole pled guilty to those and pleading guilty to a 3rd charge in a separate murder case.
He's an evil man, and evil is out there. His treatment was dictated based off of his own actions. He tried to kill 2 of my deputies.
After pleading guilty, Cole tried to make a statement, but the judge simply didn't allow it. A complaint hotline set up for Taneytown residents is closed. Air quality testing is done. This all related to complaints about bad odor in the air. The Arkansas Department of Energy and Environment wrapped up an 11-day sampling this month. A third-party team placed canisters to monitor for chemicals while also responding to odor complaints. A final report is expected within 90 days, and we're told results will be shared on the state's Taneytown community page. Also new tonight, Fayetteville is offering nearly $1.6 million in federal funding to help the housing situation in town. Money comes from HUD, Home Investment Partnership Program, can be used for projects like rental housing, home buyer assistance, or rehab for owner-occupied homes. Mayor Molly Ron says it's a chance to turn planning into progress. Looking ahead, a reminder for Fort Smith residents and those paying into Fort Smith, the sewer rates there going up on Sunday. City says the 3.5% increase needed to fund infrastructure upgrades and meet federal consent decree requirements. The average household will see about a $3 hike in their monthly bill. Another important reminder, but this one for all Arkansas residents: personal property must be assessed by the end of the day on Monday to avoid that 10% penalty. Deadline was extended since May 31st, as tomorrow and falls on a weekend. Property includes vehicles, boats, trailers, equipment, and more for both individuals and for businesses. Oklahoma lawmakers have officially wrapped up the first session of the 60th legislature. Lawmakers passing several high-profile bills, including personal income tax cuts, new limits on student cell phone use, and a reduction in virtual school days. Other measures focused on economic development, energy policy, and changes to diversity programs on college campuses. President Trump told steel workers in Pennsylvania today that he's going to double the tariff rate on steel. Erica Brown reports the increase could further push up prices for the metal used to make housing, autos, and other goods.
Today, I have a major announcement, and are you ready to hear this?
Shortly after President Trump took the stage at a Pennsylvania steel plant Friday evening, he announced he's doubling his tariff on steel imports to the U.S.
We're going to bring it from 25% to 50%, the tariffs on steel into the United States of America, which will even further secure the steel industry in the United States.
The president delivered the news as he touted a deal between U.S. Steel and Japan's Nippon Steel.
Thank you, Elon.
Earlier Friday, Trump hosted a farewell news conference for Elon Musk, gifting him a novelty gold key in the Oval Office. Musk is getting out of Doge after serving as a special government employee, a role that carries a limit of 130 days. The president says Elon Musk may continue as an unofficial advisor.
Elon's really not leaving. He's going to be back and forth, I think. I have a feeling. It's his baby.
So I look forward to continuing to be a friend and advisor to the president, continuing to support the Doge team.
During Musk's time in government, tens of thousands of federal workers across more than 24 agencies were laid off in a push to cut the size of government. Spending cuts initiated by Doge have come in well below Musk's original target of $2 trillion, roughly the size of the entire national deficit.
That number will probably go over $200 billion soon.
During the event, the president also addressed his administration's efforts to broker a deal to end the war in Gaza.
Well, they're very close to an agreement on Gaza.
The White House says Israel backed and supported the proposed 60-day ceasefire agreement in Gaza. Hamas officials say they are studying the proposal closely before giving a formal answer. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
Under that proposal, by the way, Hamas would release 10 living hostages and a number of bodies during the 2-month pause in exchange for more than 1,100 Palestinians imprisoned by Israel. Meanwhile, former President Joe Biden speaking today at a Memorial Day event in his native Delaware, highlighting the need to take care of our nation's veterans.
Only around 1% of all Americans defend 99% of us. 1%. Just 1% of Americans risk the ultimate sacrifice. We owe them so much more than we can ever repay them. We have many obligations as a nation, but only one truly sacred obligation. Sacred obligation. That's to equip those we send into harm's way and care for them when their families when they come home and when they don't come home. It's a sacred obligation.
Former president also touched on his recent cancer diagnosis, telling reporters that he feels good and his treatment for prostate cancer is now underway. Expect increased military traffic on highways as Arkansas National Guard units head to annual training through the end of next month. Guard says you should stay alert on the highways as convoys move a bit slower than normal traffic and could cause some brief delays. A bit of old Hollywood coming to downtown Van Buren this weekend. The dance company for Miss Kay's Dance Bungalow in Fort Smith will be performing dance routines inspired by film musicals of Hollywood's golden era from the 1910s all the way through the 60s. Founder Katrina Stewart says the dance company set a goal of producing this show in just a week. She says she wants to honor icons like Gene Kelly, Judy Garland, and Cab Calloway.
We're covering that vast range, the Milton Brothers, Singing in the Rain. We're literally dancing to that actual song. Etta James. The list goes on where it's gonna literally be like, as soon as you sit in that King Opera House seat, you're literally gonna be like in a time capsule traveling back through the music, through the 20 numbers that we have been working on this week.
Miss Kay's Dance Bungalow set to perform all of this on Sunday, 7 o'clock at King Opera House in Van Buren.